Hey Ophiuchus, gonna jump straight in. First card out, we've got the Hanged Man. A moment of introspection. This is shocking yourself at your own perspective. The ability to let things go based on the bigger picture. This is having the initial reaction you always had in terms of the audacity, the disrespect. It's observing that you should be shocked but not being shocked. There's a surrender to the entirety of things, of the situation. This is helping end codependency. This is helping you to accept things as they are, taking life as it is, and end to stop trying to fix people, situations, to encourage people to see their own potential when many don't have the ability to. This is choosing to fuel your own light instead of investing hours trying to encourage others to even admit that theirs exists. This is walking away in peace, at peace, that you done everything you could with everything you had. It's no longer a decision. This is really being at peace, knowing that you tried your best in all ways. 1752, and some of you, this is a general reading. This could be in a relationship, this could be in terms of family. It feels like things really close to your heart, where there's an acceptance that somebody or more than one person's never going to be on your page, but it doesn't mean they can't be part of your story. It means grieving the version of people that you thought existed, wanted to exist, or see could exist if certain potentials were reached. This is a letting go and really loving everyone exactly as they are and understanding their strengths. How a lot of the times weaknesses are actually things that we see as others' weaknesses are a lot of the times they're building blocks for strength. Wheel of Fortune, something coming through what I shared earlier about some people were being interviewed with learning disabilities and just explaining the injustices. Six of Wands, the Moon, explaining the injustices. And a lot of the time it's like that fine line between empathy and sympathy, or like feeling uncomfortable by somebody's differences because it's not understood. Those little feelings or thoughts where there's a bad situation and it's like, as much as you may care for somebody, or maybe you see something that's different to you and you feel like your differences are maybe better than somebody else's, or you're grateful not to be that person when that person could be the best person you've ever met. If you wasn't judging them on one thing, you may have experienced this judgment. This may have brought you aware of your own judgment towards others and really being able to see the whole truth of situations. I'm seeing a scene in my head where there's a woman on the train and she's disabled, she's in a wheelchair, and a man gets on the train and he doesn't matter about gender, it's just coming through like this. And he pauses for a minute and kind of grieves that poor woman, you know, and maybe seeing it as a weakness, seeing it as a complete vulnerability, when that same woman could be competing in the Olympics, could be like the battles and the judgment she's faced could have built so much emotional resilience that she can handle situations in life with a pinch of salt, compared to what the man that sympathizes her as a vulnerable, weak kind of being, when really the man couldn't handle one day in the life of that woman. Who's really the vulnerable one? Who's really, you know? So it's like seeing seeing the reflection of yourself in the lens you're looking through and adjusting that lens to align with your values and what you truly, 1757, what you truly believe, not what you've been programmed to react like. Because not always, but in many cases, we react to situations, to certain things, to specific things and stereotypes and people, places, things, whatever it might be, certain labels. We react because as a child, we copied the reaction of a caregiver, or we copied the opinion, whether that be political, whether that be religious, whether that be in terms of relationships, how we view women, how we view men, how we view money, how we view work, how we view disability, how we view sickness, how, you know, emotion, all these things. King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. This is clearing generational karma through, I want to say it's like a cleansing, a soul cleansing. This is even with nothing, you are everything. And even with nothing, you wouldn't trade yourself for something. Again here, we've got the Hanged Man, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool. We've got 4 major arcana. We've got 4 cards out. Yeah, we did pull 9 of, split the deck, 9 of, a few of these came out. Splitting the deck. Empress. All right, just give me one. Empress, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Foundational factors, the World. 0909 on the video. This is, okay, now we've got 5 cards out. We've got 5 major arcana. Hermit, Hanged Man, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, the World. This Fool energy, first thing coming through is the physical follows the energy. This was getting the energy right. This was the energy work. Laying foundations before physically laying foundations. This was getting everything in order. Your own energies. Revitalizing yourself, restoring your energies, cleansing, releasing the past. This was a time for reflection, a time for healing, a time for healing and creating the blueprint of your new life. Here in the present energy, there's still this period of introspection, but it's for a different reason. The intention shifted. This is no longer a time to come to terms with past events. This is a time to get things going. This is behind the scenes. This is the rehearsal before the show. This is like the stock cupboard. Like, there's things that go on before things go on the shop floor. Just because things haven't been revealed, haven't been unveiled, haven't been released, haven't been made public, certain things may not have been put out, certain ideas may have not fully come to fruition, doesn't mean that it's not time to get busy. I'm seeing bees in the hive. And this is really creating a moment of silence. Split the deck, the Devil. To create a legacy. There's an opportunity here for you to create something completely profound, authentic, I can never say this word. It's coming through. Innovative, No, innovative. It's on one of the fairy cards. Come out for me later, please. 6 of Wands. I can't think of it. This is like a brand that's the first of its kind, or a certain standard of luxury, a certain standard of maybe not everyone has access to something something elite, something timeless. Yeah, something come through to me today, and it was just about, why do I feel so, I was kind of frustrated. I was like, I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to keep up with certain trends. I don't have the energy to keep up with certain things, like whether it be social media, like deleted Instagram, I deleted TikTok, I don't have the energy for it, to keep up with all this stuff. I don't have the energy to keep up with what words people are saying, with what they like, what's going on. I don't have it. It's overstimulating. Delayed processing is enough as it is, let alone trying to keep up with all the nonsense going on these days. So I was getting quite upset about it, because it was actually like, I don't have the ability to keep up the pace in 2025. Split the deck, 9 of cups. And what really come through was, thank fuck for that. Thank fuck for that. Because do you really want to keep up? Do you want to be chasing the next thing, next trend? Just, you know, just get something just so how you like it, and then have to let it go because it's out of fashion, or do things just because others do it, just because others, because there is a, you know, there's a narrative out there that you should be doing things like this, like that, like the other. It was like, let it all go. And you know, it came through like things that I like to watch, and how certain films that I used to watch with my nan, or I'm wearing her cardigan today, which just makes me feel super snuggly. She knitted it. Certain films I used to watch with my nan, certain pieces of music, certain smells, certain things are just timeless, you know. And no matter how much you make something nice and this and that, like leather, tobacco, like that, certain wood smokes, certain dishes that were cooked, that no matter how fancy the dish gets or how new something is, it will just never be that. You know, certain things are just timeless. Certain pieces of clothing, certain things, it's like, when you are just you, and you're not keeping up with the thing to date, then you can never be late. You're not going to go out of fashion. You're not going to be out of, because you are timeless, and everything you do is timeless. There's an elegance to things here. 9 of Pentacles, 1551. Foundational factors, we've got the world. What comes up must go down. This is really coming through like that spiral staircase of every issue that you cut off in your life. Even if you cut it off, you have to deal with it within yourself, because any issue you see is just because it's within you somewhere, some way. Oh, go there, fella. 10 of Swords. Let it go, let it die, let it end, you know. And this isn't in terms of people, places and things. Nothing is, you can't just delete things, people and places as much as we push to. Have you ever just been somewhere and then that you could never plan it, and somebody you'd never expect to be in the area or the place that you are just happens to be standing there just looking at you, and they've seen you before you've seen them, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, and you've been avoiding this person for about, you know, 40 years, and you moved out and you moved your children's school, and you don't go to a certain supermarket anymore because you really don't want to see them, and then boom, forced to face it. And a lot of the time it's just like this energy bubble of awkwardness and resistance that's built up when actually there was nothing wrong. And a lot of the time it wasn't because the person was oh so bad, but it was because of the place that you were judging it from, instead of a place of separation. Even in terms of, this is just me being completely brutally honest, because it is brutal, but getting brought up to look for intelligence, right? And there's a lot of things and a lot of ways that I am that wouldn't be seen as intelligent or composed because of being autistic, ADHD. However, I am intelligent, as I have to keep reminding myself. And any sign of is it non-intelligence? I don't know what the word is. The opposite of intelligence. Any sign of that, I would panic and cut people out of my life because of the fear of my value being based on my intelligence. And a lot of the people that I really judged as lazy, rude, uneducated, and foolish, maybe, like didn't want to take life seriously or just didn't have any aspirations or things. A lot of the people that I had judged throughout my life, on reflection now with what I know and what I understand about myself, clearly had hidden disabilities, learning disabilities, and many things that I had myself that my ego couldn't see, and therefore kind of run from that energy, to run from that in myself. And spent a lot of time avoiding people being like, it was like irritating my spirit, but that's because it was able to, because of something I needed to deal with, in a conflict within. This is really letting go of the weight. What will be, what will be. Who you'll see, you'll see. You can handle any situation at hand. No enemy within, no enemy without. If you look through the eyes of judgment, you're going to judge something. When you're in judgment, you're out of creativity. It's affecting your flow state. It's affecting your life. It's affecting your money. It's affecting your health. So heal the heart. Open the heart. Empress. This feels like something you've already gone through. Period of initiation. It's eagle medicine coming through. It's a higher level of awareness. As I say that, we've got the star with the 7 of cups. Highly intuitive, higher level of awareness, higher consciousness. Making the unconscious conscious, subconscious conscious. Having a good old clear out. King of Cups. This is coming through like you've pulled yourself up on something that you didn't like and dealt with it. 8 of Swords, King of Cups. Seeing something in yourself or in those before you, in those around you, wanting to heal the heart in some way. Whether this is healing addiction, healing some kind of prejudice, healing that kind of mean streak, healing some kind of flippancy, some kind of dismissiveness, ignorance. This is going to the other extreme of that because of seeing something you don't like, a behaviour, a perspective, a reaction within you or those before you. 6 of Wands or both. 10 of Pentacles, Death, Lover, 10 of Pentacles, Death, Lovers, Ace of Cups. Self. I want just one. Yeah. 7 of Cups. When you're unconscious and disconnected from your intuition, you always want to be right. You'll fight to be right. you know, fight to the very end to be right, want to be right, and then when you trust your intuition and certain things start activating and awareness is heightening and you are developing your gifts or becoming more aware of your gifts, which is kind of the same thing, you really wish you were wrong. When you're always right, and you know you're always right, and that's all you've ever wanted, and then you get it and you're always right, and you really wish you were always wrong, because knowing comes with a lot of responsibility and a lot of soul-wrenching pain, chaos. It means having a lot of emotional maturity. It means knowing when to fight and when to not. It means knowing what's your fight and what's not. And navigating that 1818 while taking action in a way that you speak your truth, own your purpose, your passion, your truth, your voice, express yourself, and also not interfere in anybody else's life path in a way that goes against the codes. (1818). I'm seeing Hagrid patting Harry on the head. It won't be easy, but it'll be worth it, and you'll learn marvellous things on the way. You're a wizard, Harry. Knight of Wands, external influences, yeah. It feels like working it out on the way. Like the very first Harry Potter film. You don't know where he's going, what he's doing, who he's meeting, who's who, what he is, who he is. You know, I'm seeing him in Diagon Alley, and it's navigating a new world. And there's that element of imposter syndrome. Can I have something on this outcome? What is this? Okay, being guided to read Nine of Wands from a magical course in tarot. We've got Five of Swords, Four of Swords, Nine of Wands, and the Sun, and the Three of Swords. This is kind of coming through when you have to have this much stamina and the road's this kind of rough, that you've got to be your own kind of joy. Like, I'm seeing someone driving down a really, really long road in like the red rock, in a red rock kind of city. And before radios or anything like that, so they've got to sing. It's like a long, lonely road. How people would like sing to keep their spirits lifted during hard times, still do during wars, during whatever it is. Now I've got, I was guided to a video, Dick Van Dyke 100th birthday, and he was saying that every day he sings and that is necessary, it's healing. To express yourself, to sing, to, you know, it's your own personal sound healing. 8:22, Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is symbolic of strength. This card finds you standing firm, having earned your position through the lessons and challenges of the previous wands. A time for tremendous physical and mental discipline, as well as spiritual focus and connection. Your self-confidence is high and you direct your energy with accuracy and effect. Here is the warrior preparing to enter the tournament field, confident in his power and prowess, welcoming the chance to prove his might in a show of arms. Challenge becomes a thing to anticipate rather than avoid. With this 9, you face the future unafraid. Got the owl on the back of the deck, number 21, deception, and the deer, number 4. First page it's opened on is the butterfly transformation, number 9, rebirth. Owl, number 21, page 121, 122. Owl hunts its prey at night. Not only can owl see in the dark, it can also accurately pinpoint and identify any sound. This gives it a great advantage when seeking food. Owls are the night hunters. Some native people are fearful of owl and call its feathers deceiver feathers. An owl feather is silent. You cannot hear owl when it flies, but its prey definitely knows when it strikes, for its beak and talons are razor sharp. Owl is oftentimes the medicine of sorcerers and witches. If owl is your medicine, you will be drawn to magical practices and perhaps explore the dark arts. You should resist any temptation to practice black magic and any art that takes energy from another person. If you have owl medicine, these night birds will have a tendency to collect around you even in the daytime because they recognize a kinship with you. Is it any wonder that in many cultures owl is a symbol for wisdom? This is because owl can see that which others cannot, which is the essence of true wisdom. Where others are deceived, owl knows and sees what is there. Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, had a companion owl on her shoulder which revealed unseen truths to her. Owl had the ability to light up Athena's blind side, enabling her to speak the whole truth as opposed to only half the truth. If owl is your personal medicine, no one can deceive you about what they are doing, no matter how they try to disguise or hide it from you. You may be a little frightening to be around since so many people have ulterior motives, which you see right through. If you are unaware of your medicine power, you may take your keen insights and abilities for granted. Others never do. You may frighten them and reflect their blindness, for you cannot be fooled. Owl medicine people know more about an individual's inner life than that person knows about herself or himself. If you have pulled the owl card, you are being asked to use your powers of keen silent observation to intuit some life situation. Owl is befriending you and aiding you in seeing the total truth. Owl can bring you messages in the night through dreams or meditation. Pay attention to the signals and omens. The truth always brings further enlightenment. 1827 Dragonfly illusion. Some of you, what I was saying earlier about how we can view certain differences as weaknesses, maybe that's something you've had projected onto you where you've internalized this, created some kind of identity. This is an illusion you're breaking out of to return, reclaim, and remember your true power. And deer, number 4. Gentleness. One day Fawn heard Great Spirit calling to her from the top of Sacred Mountain. Fawn immediately started up the trail. She didn't know that a horrible demon guarded the way to Great Spirit's lodge. The demon was trying to keep all the beings of creation from connecting with Great Spirit. He wanted all Great Spirit's creatures to feel that Great Spirit didn't want to be disturbed. This would make the demon feel powerful and capable of causing them to fear him. Fawn was not at all frightened when she came upon the demon. This was curious, as the demon was the archetype of all the ugly monsters that have ever been. The demon breathed fire and smoke and made disgusting sounds to frighten Fawn. Any normal creature would have fled or died on the spot from fright. Fawn, however, said gently to the demon, "Please let me pass. I'm on the way to see Great Spirit." Fawn's eyes were filled with love and compassion for this oversized bully of a demon. The demon was astounded by Fawn's lack of fear. No matter how he tried, he could not frighten Fawn because her love had penetrated his hardened, ugly heart. Much to the demon's dismay, his rock-hard heart began to melt, and his body shrank to the size of a walnut. Fawn's persistent love and gentleness had caused the meltdown of the demon. Due to this gentleness and caring that Fawn embodied, the pathway is now clear for all of Great Spirit's children to reach Sacred Mountain without having to feel the demons of fear blocking their way. What's coming through this is you being the Fawn to face the demon being the generational patterns, the ancestral curses, whatever you want to, This is meeting the past with love, forgiveness for what was done, before you, while you are here, past and present, to dissolve that thing of dissolving many generations of trauma, preventing these things being repeated again in terms of the next generation. This is it ends with me kind of energy. It ends through love, clearing the pathway for the next trailblazers. 24. All right, where was we here? Dear teaches us to use the power of gentleness to touch the hearts and minds of wounded beings who are trying to keep us from sacred mountain. Like the dappling of Fawn's coat, both the light and the dark may be loved to create gentleness and safety for those who are seeking peace. You are being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change and love them as they are. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with Sacred Mountain, your centering place of serenity, and Great Spirit will guide you. You have what it takes, believe in yourself, thinking you're powerless when you are not. Lack of self-confidence keeping you from getting what you desire. Strength, number 11. The grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness. Time to embrace how wonderful you are. 33 minutes past 6. And release, number 13. Let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities. Time to move on. I'm just going to see what Alice is saying. A drink me labelled bottle. Number 4. You are facing a choice and wondering whether you should open the bottle and drink the potion. To make up your mind, carefully scrutinise every detail and check that there is no mention of poison or danger. Once done, take action, one way or another. Of course, there will be repercussions, but at the end of the day, trying and choosing are far better than stagnation and immobility. Key question: have you taken enough time to measure the possible consequences of your actions? What this is coming through referring to is to go just because you may have judged others unfairly doesn't mean that they're meant to be in the next season. Just because maybe you left certain individuals, places and things for a reason that is now not valid because you don't agree with the perception you had at the time, doesn't mean that they weren't still meant to leave your life. This is a choice to move forward and to be sure before you step back to old people, places and things because of feeling like things that you actually desire are taking too long. This is a test of patience. Review the past and the present so you can plan a bright new future, understanding your life purpose, releasing judgments of yourself and others. Renewal, number 20. A new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Kind in experience, gentle and sensitive. Embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, trust yourself. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation, sadness that will heal with time. Last thing coming up with this, just because you've realised that maybe you might have been harsh in certain situations in the past, this isn't a time to be... Sometimes there is, but this is coming through like this isn't about going to apologise. This isn't about connecting with past people to try and make amends. There isn't anything to make amends for. You were right at the time for doing what you did because at the time it was right. It might not be right now, but it was right then. And it's led you to here. So to not go and open old doors based off guilt of not agreeing with what your past self did because of present information you've received, it's not a sign to to just restart an old life that you've fought so hard to move on from. Stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. If you feel like you've had all your space freed up in terms of like physically, maybe you've lost a lot of things in your life, there's a lot of new things coming in, a lot of changes taking place. It's like the less baggage you have, the easier the journey is. Wonderful news is on its way, smart choices that bring rewards, success and public recognition. Gonna leave it there, guys. If this did resonate, like, share and subscribe. I'll catch you soon. Sending so much love.